Good morning, dear listener. Welcome to 88.3 FM. This is Waumini Soul Food, and I'm Victor Salamba. This very wonderful fourth day of September, dear listener. We are moving fast with the final quarter of the year, and I'm believing God for all of us that something good is happening wherever you are. I always believe that by virtue you are alive, you are still necessary in the plans of God, and God still is not done with you yet. And as I begin this morning reflection, this wonderful day, dear listener, today I am actually talking to the fathers out there. I'm speaking to the fathers out there based on one very simple aspect. I've been dealing with a couple of cases this past few weeks where I've been having men in my office who are maybe at the brink of divorce or at the brink of separation or at the brink of, relationships coming to an end. And you're finding that there are fathers out there who have already been condemned actually to a place of failing us. Let me say there are men who have already been condemned into the journey of failing, as a father, yet the guy only failed as a husband, or he failed, he failed as a husband, or he failed as a boyfriend, And I always believe that there's an opportunity that every man has to be a better father, to go beyond his own father. So they'll talk about simple things, because I've been having men saying, okay, how do I do this? So I'm going to give you very, very simple things. Actually, this might be the simplest reflection I've given in a very long time. When I talk about the simple things that a father should do and a father can do, simple things a father should do and simple things a father can do. These are very important things for every man to be able to do, because we struggle with our children. At times we wonder, how do we spend time with them? How do we become available? I've had cases where men are being accused of being told, ulikuwa lakini haukukua, and a guy says, no, I was there. And they're like, no, you are never there for us. I've had cases in families where children are telling their parents, you were never there for us. And a father will say, I was there for you, but you are not there for me the way I thought you would be. So I'm going to give you very simple things that every father should do. And the first thing that every father should do, number one, on top of the list every father should do, dear listener, is to talk to his children. You must talk to your children. If you're a dad, you must spend time and talk to your children. What does this mean? It means that have meaningful, real conversations. Have meaningful, real conversations. Don't just give data from your head. Have meaningful and real conversations. Because when you don't talk to your children, you will never know your children, And the mistake we make is that we end up being poor communicators to our own children. And in the same extent, you become a poor communicator even to your own spouse or to the mother of these children. So the first thing you must do as a dad is, if you're choosing to be a father, you must learn how to talk. Don't start telling people that, me, I am an introvert, I am a man of few words, No. When it comes to your children as a father, you show up, you talk to your children, Have meaningful conversation. Talking is not sending them for the remote, When you are seated on the chair telling them, talking is, dear listener, having a conversation. A real, meaningful conversation. Ask them how their day was. Ask them what they like. Ask them what they don't like. What happened to them during the day. It is important as a father, number one thing every father should do, which is simple. You should do and you can do it, dear listener, is to talk to your children. That is very, very, very key. Number two thing that every father should do, that is also very, very important, dear listener, is laugh with your children. Laugh with your children. Now, why am I talking about laughing? I don't know how many of you, and I'd like to hear from you today, to the mothers who are out there and the fathers who are out there. Talk to us as well. Let me hear from you. How many times do you actually deliberately choose, I am going to laugh with my children? Some children have never seen their fathers laugh. The last time you saw your father laugh is on a photo you saw on the wall of on your father's wedding day. That's the last time you saw him laugh. Since then, the child is 18 na karibu kutoka kwako. The last memory they have is when you laughed on your wedding day. Nani picture. They have never seen you laugh. And this is a big problem in our homes, whereby now our children view their fathers as terrorists. When you walk in the house, there's a mass exodus. Why? When you walk in the house, you're a laughter sponge. Ukiingia, the laughter disappears. People who are laughing during dinner, ukitokelezea, laughter goes. Why? You never laugh with your children. And I'll even throw this in there. Even for those who are in estranged with the mothers of their children, even do you laugh with their mother in their presence? Do you laugh with their mother in their presence? That's very important also, you know. Because men, when we're in our houses, fathers act as though they are directors of multinationals. Fathers are too serious. They can't crack a joke. They don't laugh at jokes either. In the house, you have a stone face. Everything you do is serious to you, is serious to you, serious to you. The kids can't even laugh and play next to you. As a father, my dear friends, you have to be deliberate to have time to laugh with your children, meaning that you're being deliberate to make them laugh. You're being deliberate to laugh when they make you laugh. Dear listener, laughter goes a long way in any family, and it is important. Number 3 is my personal favorite. Number 3 is my personal favorite, which is this: eat with your children. Eat with your children. I normally have 2 very cardinal rules in any family. I say, don't eat from a box and don't eat in front of a box. When you're home, don't eat from a box and don't eat in front of a box. What does that mean? It means that eating and TV don't go together. Eating and TV don't go together. That is the most uncivilized way of eating. Eating and TV don't go together. 2, eating in shifts does not go together. As a dad, you must be deliberate to pick a day. If you can't do it every day, then pick a day where you sit and eat with your children. Kaini kwa meza mukule. Turn off the TV. Turn off the phones. Eat with your children. This is when you will learn how children eat. You know? This is when you learn how your children eat. This is when you learn about your children's table manners, their etiquette. This is when you teach these things. It is important as a dad to be available to eat with your children. Find time to eat with your children. I say don't eat in front of a box or don't eat from a box in your house. Eating from a box is for bachelors. Sorry to the bachelors who are listening. But it's not for the bachelors. If you're a father living with your children, you don't eat from a box and you don't eat in front of a box. This box I'm talking about is a TV. As a father, you must be deliberate to sit and have meals with your kids. Because you teach them how to pray for food. So you teach them how to say, excuse me, please pass me the salt. Because when they tell you about what the neighbor did, what the teacher did, what so-and-so did. If as a father you have time at least once a week to eat with your children, then automatically, dear listener, you begin to develop a particular bond with your children. There are those who, of course, go an extra mile, you know. There are those who take time and cook for their children. I won't throw this in there because some men cannot cook to save their lives. But also those who can cook, it is good at times also. Grill some meat, you know. Make something. You're not a meat person. Make them breakfast. Do something. If you can, as a father, do it. You know. It will be important for them to see you doing it, because when you eat with your children, you don't eat with your enemies. The children can be free. They can smile, they can laugh because they are with you, dear listener. When I come back from the break, I will share with you other things that a father should do and a father can do. Stay tuned. Every father out there can do the things that I'm saying right here, because they don't require rocket science, they don't require PhD, they don't require money. It just requires the presence, you know. So it's a very simple thing that you can do, and you can see reflection will be available on my page, Victor Salamba, during the course of this wonderful day, dear listener. So I continue with the 4th point, dear listener. The 4th point, which is teach. Teach your children. As a father, you have to be a mentor to your children. You must teach your children. What skill have you passed on to your children as a father? What skill can your son say, my dad taught me to do this, you know? And I'll give you very simple things. Those of you who have got young children who are toddlers, who taught them how to tie their shoelace? These are lasting memories for all children. But I was taught by my father how to tie shoelaces, you know. Teach them how to talk, you know, to people. Teach them how to say sorry. Teach them how to say thank you. Teach your children. As a father, you're the first mentor to your children. Being a mentor does not require you to be perfect, dear listener. But you can point them down a particular path. As a father, be deliberate. Teach them something. Teach them how to fix. Teach them how to fry an egg, you know. Teach your son how to change a tire. You know, teach your daughter how to do something. Teach your daughter how to do something. Teach your son how to do something. Whatever it is, you know. One of the best things that I've always seen happen is when children are taught even how to drive by their fathers. When a daughter is taken into a car by her dad and the dad tells her, this is how you drive. It's an empowering moment. As a father, you have a responsibility, dear listener, to take time and to teach your children. Teaching them, you teach them even during dinner. You teach them when you're in church. Teach them how to pray. Teach them how to read the word. Teach them how to be men. Teach them how to be women. Teach them how to be respected. Teach them how to be respectful. You know, if you have a son, teach him. You have a daughter, teach her. Because as a dad, you have to take time. Teach them about money, you know. Teach them about money. Because if you don't teach them about money, who else will? Teach them about work and the importance of work. That's the work of a dad. Teach them those things. Because I think that you can teach by yourself, you know. Take them to your office once. They'll be bored. But they'll never forget they saw you work. You know. Teach them these things. Teach them how to play cards. Teach them how to play poker. Those things are invaluable lessons. A father can teach anything. Remember this, as a dad, you teach anything to your kids. It's a father who will teach the children how to smoke or will teach them how to pray. It is you as a dad who chooses. Because either way, as a father, you are teaching your children. Hata ningeanzia hapo. Either way, as a father, you are teaching your children. It is either you're teaching them how to use drugs or you're teaching them how, dear listener, to live free. You're either teaching them to be respectful or you're teaching them to be disrespectful. As a dad, you are teaching at all times. So you be deliberate on the teaching you give your children. Because even when you don't want to, they are learning from you. So be deliberate to make them learn. But don't assume that you don't teach them every day. No, as a dad, every day the kids watch you, they teach. You are teaching them how to speak, how to respond, and dear listener, how to be able to live life. So as a dad, you can't sit and say, I'm not teaching my children, I'm not there. No, they watch you. As I said, you either teach them how to be drunkards or you're teaching them how to live responsibly. This is within your power as a father. You can and you should teach. The question is, what are you teaching? Because even in silence, you still teach your children, dear listener. And that is a very, 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 very important lesson for any dad to have, dear listener. The fifth one is this. Apologize to your children. Apologize to your children. Anytime you go wrong as a father, be man enough to say sorry to your children. I always say, when you say sorry to your children, you reconcile your children, and you teach your children, dear listener, that also the lessons in humility. As a father, apologize to your children. This is very, very important as well, that any father should teach his particular children. Because when I'm able to apologize to my son or to my daughter, I teach them that I also make mistakes. I'm not perfect, and I'm learning how to take responsibility, dear listener, of my mistakes. I'm learning to take responsibility about the mistakes that I have made.